Hey everybody, welcome. This is Dr. Mark Arcuri in Santa Fe, New Mexico again this evening. Welcome back to our Facebook Live broadcast or wherever it is that you happen to be watching this on drmarkarcuri.com on the video archives page or at Instagram. No, not on Instagram. It's a little bit too long for that. But or on YouTube, I meant to say. Any place you're tuning in, we appreciate you being here, and hopefully you'll share your comments down below and let us know what you're thinking and what your experiences are relative to the topic that we are covering tonight. Tonight is chapter 10 already, 10 of 12 of Paradise Rediscovered. And the book is near completion. We've got 12 chapters, maybe a bonus chapter along the way. We'll see. I did that with my first book, A Life Aligned. And but at least 12 chapters, and I will be finishing up the last chapter 12 on these live broadcasts will be done on Maui, where Paradise Rediscovered was born. So I'm very excited about that. It's a real sense of completion for me, and it's a super synchronous experience for me that I've talked about in other broadcasts and also wrote about a couple weeks ago in our blog at drmarkarcuri.com, the whole Manifesting Maui experience. So welcome back. Chapter 10, Paradise Rediscovered. Chapter 10 is I see Godness in everyone. I see Godness in everyone. Some of you, if you've been watching for a while, you'll remember that I did an early live segment, probably last October or so, called I See God in Everyone. And that was super important. And this is a little bit different. And it is a chapter of the book. So I wanted to give you a bit of an introduction to what I'm thinking in that regard and to how I conceptualize this idea of Godness that's in everyone. And it's a tough one. It's a tough one for me personally. I know it's a tough one for a lot of people to look around us, especially in this day and age, and look at the people that we believe are anything but God figures or exhibiting God-like behavior, and to be able to see the Godness that's in them, and not to get political, but to use a political figure. I think I can use the example without saying the name, but a particular political figure right now, it's very, very difficult to imagine that this person has any Godness within them, the behaviors and the vindictiveness and the absolute atrocities that they are perpetuating in their new way for America. But we've got to look for the Godness. It's always there, folks. We all come from the same source energy. Whatever you believe, whether it's religious or secular, spiritual or not, we all came and come from the same source energy. There's only one. So how could one person be Mother Teresa and another person be the T word, another T word, Teresa, and the other T word? How could that be if we come from the same source? Well, we come from the same source. We've all got the essence of God, however we define that and call that, within us, but we all express ourselves differently. And that's where it comes down to the choices that we make and the beliefs that we've come to hold on to and how we decide that we're going to express ourselves in the world. And that's something that is always under our control. So a lot of people think that what they've been taught is the only way and the right way. But remember, folks, we get kind of programmed in the first 6 or 7 years of life, and we get taught the ways of the people around us who care for us during that time. But as we get older, we have to learn to think for ourselves. We have to learn to think what makes sense to us and how we reconnect with the authenticity of who we are and the source energy within us, which is always a version of Godness, and how we choose to express that to the world around us. So some people do a much better job than that than others. Some people are very aligned with that source energy, and other people are not. And this whole Paradise Rediscovered journey is one of identifying what that Godness is within you, your authenticity, as I call it. And once you do that, then finding a way to connect with it so intimately that you're able to make decisions without even thinking about them, out of habit eventually, but to make decisions based on how that Godness within you would respond or be or act in this certain situation. Not everybody does that. When we don't do that, we're misaligned with our source, and that's a lot of what Life Aligned was about. When we do it, when we get in touch with the authenticity, then we can align with our source and live a life that is indeed God-like by expressing our Godness. So as we go through life and we're on that journey and we're maybe doing it with the help of Paradise Rediscovered or in another way, everybody has their own way of reconnecting with their authenticity if they choose to do that, and it's always possible if people choose to do that. We go along and we're working on ourselves to be the best expression of source, the best expression of that Godness within us, the best expression of our authenticity, our authentic self. And we come across people like some of the T words in our life, and they're anything but godlike. Their godness is not showing through. So what do? Well, what is your authentic self, your spiritual self, your godness, your authentic self say to do about that? Do you bring yourself to that person's level and respond back to them from that energy, which is a possibility? That's your choice to do. Or do you find a different way? Do you find a way to look at what they're doing, not approve of it by any means, but sort of find the compassion within you that that person is so misaligned with their source that they're acting in the way that they act and expressing themselves as a result the way that they are. And having compassion and sending them love and sending them healing and sending them the energy that they need to, if they choose, again, because we always have free will, if they choose, the energy that they need to reconnect with that Godness within them and literally change their life, and hopefully then change lives around them as well. So we always have that opportunity. If we can go through life, if you can go through life in the next couple of days, in the next week, practice it so it becomes habit, looking at the people around you that would be very easy to judge and very easy to condemn and very easy to write out of your experience in some way because of the way that they're acting and believing and behaving, and find a way not to condone where they're coming from, but to understand where they're coming from, that they're coming from a misalignment with their source. And this works for ourselves too. We all do things occasionally that we wish we hadn't done, that are anything but godlike and anything but an expression of our godness. But we have to have that same compassion for ourselves and the same understanding of how we did what we did. I've said before, we don't need to forgive. We don't need to forgive ourselves. We don't need to forgive other people. What we have to do is understand where they're coming from. That's far deeper than forgiveness. When we come to that level of understanding, we're expressing our godness towards ourselves and our behavior and towards other people and their behavior, and sending out the energy and taking the energy in, whichever the case may be, that allows great change to happen. So try that this week. Go through the next few days. Notice the things you normally notice and the people and the situations that you're really not that thrilled with, and maybe some of that is of your own doing. And try to understand where it's coming from, that it's coming from a person's misalignment with their source, with their godness, with their godlike behavior. Have an understanding, it makes sense. And then allow it to be. Send them love, send them energy, send yourself love, send yourself energy. Maybe the Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Say that over and over to yourself. Ask the universe, ask God, ask whatever it is that you believe in for the for the um, for the acceptance and understanding and even forgiveness that you played a part in creating the experience that's around you. Clear that energy and watch the energy around you clear as well. There's I don't want to be too specific about this because there aren't that many people that would fit into this, but there's someone I go and work out at a gym, and it's not my trainer, in case he's watching this. Joseph, thank you, Joseph. Shout out to you, and shout out to Wendy Carter, by the way, who is my chiropractor, who just won second place in the Santa Fe Best of. I'm not sure if Joseph won for his boutique fitness, but they're both amazing. 505 Fit here in Santa Fe, and Wendy Carter, Winds of Change Chiropractic here in Santa Fe. If anyone's local, check them out. But anyway, so I go to the gym almost every day during the week, and there's a person around there that's always kind of grumpy and in a bad mood, and just kind of diffuses that energy. And I'm usually doing my thing, so it doesn't affect me too much. We don't interact, but the other day, I was on the elliptical and I was doing the Ho'oponopono prayer for various reasons. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Just repeating this over and over to myself. This person walked in the door and for the first time ever, turned to me and said hello with my name. And I was shocked. But I know it was because of the energy clearing that I was doing. So use whatever you need to clear your energy as you go through your day. See these people that are acting in ways that are not God-like, not their godness. And understand where they're coming from. Understand they're coming from a misalignment with who they really are. Have compassion for that. Send healing energy to them and watch them change in front of you. Watch them change in front of you. They may not change in front of other people, but they'll change in front of you. You're co-creating your experience with that person in that moment. Let us know your comments. Scroll down here on Facebook, Instagram. You can do that even though this video won't be on Instagram. You can still put comments there to everything else. YouTube.com, drmarkacuri.com as well. On the video archives page, you can put comments in all these places. Share your experiences. Let us know how that goes. Let us know your questions so that I can respond to them and take this process farther. And while you're there, sign up for the free monthly giveaway. This month's giveaway, July 2019, is 3 winners, each getting a copy of our brand new A Life Aligned, The Journey to Allowing the Magic in Your Life audiobook from audible.com. We'd love to send you a coupon code to get that book free, the audiobook free. So be sure to sign up. If you've signed up before, sign up again. We do not carry names over. And in the narrative above this video, I'll be putting the winner of this month's coffee mug, which is coming from my account on Printify with one of my inspirational quotes and photographs on it. So I'll be announcing that winner up above. You can see it in print and sending out that mug to you. Thank you so much for your June entries. Lots and lots of love and gratitude from Santa Fe, New Mexico this evening. See you next week. I'll be in Santa Fe again, then Maui the week after. Next week will be chapter 11, almost to the end of Paradise Rediscovered. Blessings to you. Good night. Thank you so much.